I continue to talk about cultural differences, America, Russia. The next one, I just think Russian immigrants will never get it, and Russians get it only after 15 years in the country, is this hi, how you doing? Okay? Hi, how you doing? Okay? Incomprehensible. Okay? In Russia, you say привет, which means kind of equivalent of hello, and you do not add how you doing, как вы поживаете, or some other Russian phrase. You don't add it unless and until you actually want to know how they're doing, okay? Because the Russians think they have this deep soul, okay? They either, so in Russia they say привет, and they just kind of walk on by. You say привет back, and you all walk like you're going to a Communist Party celebration of some kind, okay? But if you say how you doing, okay, then you need to stop and actually listen to how they're doing. Also, you don't say that to strangers, okay? Because Russians, when asked how they're doing, they will actually tell you how they're doing, okay? Kids are in school failing, okay? Food is rationed, spleen painful, and troubles with wife, and so you will hear their story and the story of their relatives. So do not ask Russians how they're doing. Now Russians, like myself, and Russians do not understand this kind of a light hi, how you doing, which is, the response is also hi, how you doing. So it's beyond them, because hi means hello, and how you doing is a question. So you have to acknowledge, and then they feel compelled to share their life story, right? But so that's why first about 25 years or so in the country, Russians think Americans are shallow. Why shallow? Because if you want to know how I'm doing, stop long enough and hear me out. But if you don't want to know how I'm doing, don't say how you doing, just say hi. That's what Russians do. They say hi, and then they walk on by, okay? So, but eventually it starts to dawn on the Russians, like it dawned on me recently, that Americans are just being friendly. It's a very friendly, positive nation, okay? It's not like Russia. You know, people smile actually at each other when they pass you on the street, just to strange, unless you're in New York. I lived for 1 year in New York. They don't smile, not as much at least, not at me. Don't mean to badmouth, you know, the big Apple city. Anyhow, so this whole hi, how you doing, completely lost on Russians. It's ideal if you have a Russian friend. I'm now talking to my American friends. If you have a Russian friend, don't say how you doing. Say hi, and they will say hi back, and then gauge on the Russian friend. Like, is this a, you know, if it's Friday, maybe ask them how they're doing, because maybe the story will be long, but at least it will be a positive story. Because if it's a Monday or a Tuesday, okay, and they had working long week, they might tell you a lot more that you've ever wanted to know. To my Russian fans, I will say, please relax, stop with this deep Russian soul crap. Just get with the program. Hi, how you doing means kind of like, to you means привет, друг, sort of, like a hello friend. Like, it's not anything. Just say good and move on, okay? Like, don't read so much into it and stop accusing Americans of not having this deep Russian soul, because Americans are just 5 times friendlier than you, and that's how their language evolved, okay? I hope you understood now. This installment of video was on Russian hi versus American hi, how you doing? Okay, hopefully it was educational for you. Good night.